What's good, YouTube? We have more breaking news from the welterweight division. Gilbert Burns and Stephen Thompson have at this point verbally agreed, per Dana White, to fight at UFC 264, which is the Poirier versus McGregor trilogy fight. I don't know if this is officially the co-main event or what, but this throws another curveball into the welterweight division. The first thing that I think of when I hear this fight get announced is that Colby is the odd man out. He's the guy on the outside looking in. He's the Justin Gaethje of the welterweight division, a guy with no matchup currently and no matchup in sight possibly. And depending on who wins this fight, I mean, they could be getting an immediate title shot. I mean, if Wonderboy beats Gilbert Burns, why not put Wonderboy for a title shot? I mean, especially if Usman wins, Usman's going to be looking for competitors. Why would he fight Colby? Colby's coming off a win against Tyron Woodley. With no disrespect to Tyron Woodley, he's kind of fading in his career. He's not at the highest point of his career. He had lost 2 in a row going into that Colby fight, and then after the Colby fight, he lost another one. So, I mean, Woodley is not in his prime anymore. So it's not so much of an impressive win. I don't know if that warrants an immediate rematch. Now, listen, Colby has given the hardest fight Kamaru Usman has had in the UFC. And that alone should warrant him a title shot. But, I mean, I think merit takes you a long way. And if Wonderboy beats Burns, if Leon Edwards beats Nate Diaz, that's more merit than what Colby has. Colby needed to accept the Leon fight on the March 13th card. That was a big mistake. He's wanted to get paid more, and that was a big mistake because I think stylistically it's a pretty favorable matchup. Leon's a strong dude, has improved his wrestling a lot, but it's just still stylistically, he might have a deficiency when it comes to takedowns. Not 100% sure. It's still a little bit iffy, untested, but that fight would have been a bona fide number one contendership match. But instead, we got Leon versus Bilal, and we got that shitty ass finish. And so, but yeah, I mean, Colby, this video, I know who's gonna say Wonderboy and Burns, but I've talked about Colby for a couple minutes here because I think he's made a few bad moves. Unlike Justin Gaethje, who hasn't declined any fights or anything, Colby's actually declining these fights, and he's saying he'll be a step in for Masvidal versus Usman, but a lot of the times, not even a lot of the times, has a step in ever actually replaced the fighter? I mean, when I think about it, the people like Michael Chandler was a step in, he didn't have to step in. Glover Teixeira was a step in, he didn't have to step in. Usman was a step in for Woodley versus Till, he didn't have to step in. Most of the step ins usually don't make it. I mean, not usually don't make it, but usually don't nothing usually happens, so they don't have to step in. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, but yeah, let's go. Let's go to the fight now. Gilbert Burns versus Wonderboy. Wonderboy, Wonderboy is one of my, if not my favorite fighter stylistically in the UFC. I just love the way he fights. His karate style, his kickboxing is just so technical, so quick. I think you could make a case that he's the best striker in the UFC. He all around striker in the UFC. He's definitely top 5. I mean, he's just so skilled. But if there's one thing, he leaves his chin in the air, and he does it pretty frequently. He uses his reflexes, his timing, his angle, his footwork to get away from punches, slip punches. But man, he's gotten clipped many times in his career, and he got knocked out by Pettis for doing that exact thing. Got clipped by Till, got clipped by Woodley. He's paid many times for not having his hands up. But that's the way he's fight. That's the way he fights. I mean, he's been fighting like this for his whole life. So Gilbert Burns, I think leg kicks. Gilbert Burns does throw leg kicks, and I think that could give Wonderboy a problem. It could slow down his movement, making him less elusive and more likely to land a shot on that chin, which again, as I said, is exposed because he likes to leave his hands down. I think Gilbert Burns' wrestling will be nullified. If Gil, obviously Wonderboy wants to strike with this dude, he does not want to go to the ground. If I don't think Burns is good enough to be able to close the distance, cut off the angles, and be able to actually trap Wonderboy and get him down. I mean, Wonderboy was able to evade Woodley's takedowns, so I think he should be able to evade Gilbert Burns takedowns. But he might Wonderboy might get taken down. Gilbert Burns is a strong dude. He's very good, and if Gilbert Burns does get Wonderboy down, that's no bueno for Wonderboy because it's just no bueno because Gilbert Burns is a beast in jiu-jitsu, just an absolute beast. So that is, like I said, that's no bueno for Wonderboy if this fight gets taken to the ground. But I think Wonderboy will be good to keep his distance, keep Gilbert Burns at kicking range, you know, pepper him up. I think, and Gilbert Burns has also shown to not have the best chin. I think Wonderboy probably gets a decision win. I can see Gilbert Burns clipping Wonderboy using the leg kicks to kind of neutralize his movement and then clip him on the chin. But ultimately, I think if Wonderboy stays to the game plan, uses his good kicks to avoid leg kicks, because he sometimes when people throw leg kicks, he throws a side kick to the body or side kick to the face, and that goes straight over the leg kicks. So if he uses that, which he's done multiple times, he did it against Till, even though Till did catch him a few times with leg kicks, but those are more oblique kicks than leg kicks that Gilbert Burns is going to throw. Gilbert Burns is going to try to throw thigh kicks and calf kicks. So, yeah, I think ultimately Wonderboy probably wins this fight, either a late stoppage or just picking him apart for 3 rounds or 5 rounds. They might make it a 5 round co-main event. Who knows? I highly doubt it. We don't even know if this is the co-main. We just know this bout's official. But yeah, I think Wonderboy should get it done. And I think I say fuck it because I personally believe Wonderboy just gives Usman problems. I think fuck it, just throw Wonderboy straight into the title shot. Straight into the title shot against Usman. If Usman wins, throw him straight into the title shot with Usman. I think he gives Usman stylistic problems. The one thing though is Usman has he's really good at closing the distance. Like I said, I think Wonderboy will do good at keeping Gilbert Burns at distance with leg kicks and jabs, but Usman he's a different level. Usman will probably he will do anything he can to find a way to close that distance and get into the clinch, get into grappling exchanges. But yeah, I just think Wonderboy is a tough fight because Usman, in order to get to the clinch, is going to have to eat kicks and he's going to have to eat punches, and he's not going to be able to close the distance the first time he attempts it like he did with Jorge. He's going to have to work at it a few times and make adjustments because it's so tricky. His movement, his footwork, just his style in general. It's just such a unique style that you have to actually make the adjustments in fight because you can't emulate that type of style in camp. But yeah, my final prediction is I think Wonderboy's probably going to get a decision against Burns. And if it was me, I'd put him straight into a title shot. But that's because, like I said, I'm a little bit biased because Wonderboy's, like I said, one of my, if not my favorite fighters in the UFC. So yeah. More news, and like I said, this is bad news for Colby because Colby's gonna have to do one or two things: wait and sit out for a long period of time, or he's gonna have to fight a dude who's lower ranked than him, like a Michael Chiesa. and Colby needs to be fighting the top of the division. Like honestly, I prefer to see Leon. Like the Wonderboy versus Gilbert Burns fight's perfect. Gilbert Burns is 2 coming off a loss. Wonderboy is number 5 coming off 2 wins. Perfect matchup. Have Leon versus Colby. But I don't know. That's I don't know. Colby is gonna have to get his stuff together. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Leave comments, suggestions, anything down below, to help me improve my channel. Because yeah, I want to bring content that you guys enjoy. And yeah, that's all I got for you. See you next time.